Evacuación, evacuación.
Put it on snooze. Hit the snooze button. Arrived in Mazatlan. This boat basically came in, did a complete 180-degree turn, and then did a perfect little back end parallel park right into the pier. It's pretty remarkable what these ships can do because they have front and rear, bow. Let's see, the bow and the stern. They have thrusters that will basically allow the ship to just pivot in any direction. And with these newer boats, they don't require tugboats like older, more traditional ships would have required. So it's pretty cool to see that. I always try to wake up around sunrise to get some video, and then also just to capture like the footage and experience like going in and out of each port, because every port is a little bit different, and it's always kind of interesting to see. So right now we've arrived in Mazatlan. We should be have the ship cleared and be able to exit in the next like 20-30 minutes. The kids are still sleeping, so we're gonna let them sleep a little bit longer. I'm gonna go up to the buffet to just get some snacks and fruit to bring back down so they can have something to eat, and then when they're ready to go, we're gonna get off this boat and make the most of our time in Mazatlan. Random little piece of advice. This is like a little tip. Whenever we take a cruise, like I got on the first day and I had Erika cut my toenails, and it sounds silly, but it's so easy to stub your toe when you're on a ship, especially in the cabin, because the areas are tight. There's always a step up into the bathroom. There's always ladders in the middle of where you're walking. It's easy to kick your suitcases underneath the bed, so clip your toenails and be careful when you're walking around your cabin, because it's easy to stub your toe, break a toe, and you don't want to do that. Here's another little tip, right? Because I'm full of tips today. But these railings on your bunk beds, like right now, it's a pain in the ass to get Aiden in and out of bed if he falls asleep. But they always lift up, and then you can fold them forward. It makes it a little bit easier to get in and out. Or maybe you just don't even have the rail. Some of the ships you can actually take the rail off, but most of them just lift up and fold forward. So there you go. There's tip number 2. Tip number 3 for the day, because I'm full of tips today. Whenever you get your daily cruise guide, I usually don't take this with me into port, but what I will do, no matter what cruise line you're on, you're always going to have important port information like your emergency contact. So if something happened and you're late getting back to the ship, you'll have your contact information. So I usually take a photo of this, and then I'll have it on my cell phone just in the event of an emergency. You never know. It could become useful. Chances are you'll never need it, but you never know if there's something happens, or a tour bus breaks down, or a taxi gets lost, or you lose your identification. Who knows? We found a guy to give us a tour. We're in an open air truck just like that, and it was like the same guy inside the cruise terminal was what, 160, 170 all day, and this guy is 100.
100.
So if you do the same tour that we're doing right now, just be careful with these stairs because they're definitely not ADA compliant. Very steep. Go slow, be careful. And be careful with the edges here. This stuff makes me really nervous with the kids. You know, because look at that. It's just straight down. There's no railings, there's no guidelines, there's no standards that building codes have to require or meet. This is our 5th stop here. We're down here again by the beach. We were up there taking the beautiful views, but now we have a pool. A nice little pool here along the ocean. So this is like our 5th or 6th stop. We're actually stopping at a local place to eat. I mean, real local. So if you're like a white gringo like me, where maybe you don't have the good bacteria in your stomach, you probably want to avoid this stop. Because like my wife Erika, being from Mexico, and our buddy Narciso from Mexico, they're used to this. So to them, they'll go eat at a lot of these places. That's what we're gonna do. Because this place here is supposed to have some really good scallops, so let's go check it out. So this is like our 6th or 7th stop. We saw a street here that has a lot of color, a lot of beautiful, beautiful, colorful buildings. Kind of reminded us of Murano. If you've ever been to Murano in Italy, similar, but hard to beat Italy. This is just one particular street, so we're gonna go down here and take some photos.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Estamos en Mazatlán, pasándola increíble, agarramos un tour en un camión abierto para 8 personas y ha estado increíble.
I think that's enough with the church and the pigeons. It is so hot right now. I mean, it is hot. It's gotta be 100 degrees. And with a little bit of humidity, so it's warm. So we just finished up an awesome, amazing meal here at Los Arcos. So if you do the same tour that we just did, you should definitely go to Los Arcos, because this is a spot for everybody. No matter what your stomach can handle, you should be able to handle Los Arcos just fine. And the food is so good. It's such good Mexican seafood. So good. So this is like our 2nd to last stop. Like we said, we just had amazing seafood. And now we're here at the edge of the Malecón, which, like we were in Vallarta yesterday, if you saw that video, where the Malecón is like the boardwalk in Mexico. And the Malecón is always the place to be when the sun goes down. Unfortunately, we're not going to be here when the sun goes down, but still the place to see. So I think this is our last stop of the day. We were here at the beach. It's a nice beach. And we're gonna hang out here. We have about an hour, hour and a half. Gonna have some fun, enjoy the water, and then we'll have to head back to the ship. We finished our tour with Julian, which I'm going to put his information in the bottom in the description of this video because he was great. We had a fantastic time, and if you're just looking for a fun day excursion in Mazatlan, you're on a cruise ship, definitely check it out. If you like this video, hit the like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, and stay tuned because we're getting back on the cruise ship right now and we're going on the go-karts. So we have a reservation in an hour to go on the go-karts, which on the Norwegian Bliss there's a go-kart racetrack at the top of the ship, so be sure to check that out. It might be this video, it might be another video, I'm not sure, but hopefully you stay tuned. We're back at the port right now. We're gonna explore, do a little shopping before we get back on the boat.